Welcome to this premiere video documentary of the Tree Crop Extension Project, the TCEP. This documentary highlights activities, challenges, and achievements in year one of the project implementation. The TCEP is implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture with financing from the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The Tree Crop Extension Project, financed by the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the Adaptation for Smallholder Agriculture Program, ASAP, is implementing in 8 agricultural districts in Nimba County. The project is designed to reach 11,000 beneficiaries, including 8,000 smallholder cocoa farmers, who will be members of cool groups and farmer fee schools. 2,400 farmers will benefit from access to roads, input supply and market linkages, and 600 farmers who will benefit as a result of job creation along the cocoa value chain. The objective of the project is to improve incomes and climate change resilience of smallholder cocoa producers, particularly women-headed households, youth, and farmers-based organizations. The project is adopting a value chain approach to link cocoa farmers organized at grassroots level in traditional community-based labor work group known as cool groups and farmer fee schools to market and service through cooperative and private sector partners.
On component 1 that has to do with the revitalization of cocoa plantation, we have been able to identify 2,500 smallholder cocoa farmers, and the 2,500 smallholder cocoa farmers we identified, we've provided them with tools, assorted farming tools and equipment, and other materials. We've also provided them improved seeds, cocoa hybrid seeds. We gave to the 2,500 farmers through the establishment of village nurseries. The village nursery was established across the districts where we intervene initially, the 3 districts we intervene initially. What we also did for the farmers is that we grouped them in what you call the farmer fee school group, the FAS group. And in a group, in some groups there are 25. It's actually set for 25 farmers, but in some groups they are less, in some groups they are more. So we established 90 cool groups, and so in the farmer fee school is going on within the group. It's being outgrown at the community level, and the farmer fee school is going on pretty well. So that's about the intervention with our farmers directly. Another aspect of Component 1 is the National Sea Garden. The National Sea Garden is currently on a 30.4 hectare of land. That land was unanimously or graciously given by the people of Nima, to be specific, the Buyao district. They provided a 30.4 hectare where we used to establish the National Sea Garden. This sea garden is being established right now by CARI as the technical arm responsible for the establishment of the sea garden, in close consultation with international consultants. We want to have the best. We want to have the state-of-the-art sea garden. This sea garden is going to provide plenty of materials in the next 4 years for all of the 15 political subdivisions of Liberia, meaning the 15 counties. And so right now we've already in year 1 we started planting. In fact, we have over 200 plus cocoa tree. We are doing some grafting, we are doing some boarding, grafting and boarding. We're preparing the materials. In CARI, we have our germplasm bank, and that germplasm bank was established by CARI, and the project is tapping on it and improving on what CARI has done. So at the germplasm bank, we have different varieties that we are manipulating, to get the kind of gene we want to have, the kind of trait we want to have in the cocoa that we are establishing. So we have the rootstock, and then we go to the gene bank, take the exotic material and do some grafting, but that is more scientific, which I don't really want to delve into. And besides the seed garden, CARI have supported us in bringing the seeds that we brought for the farmers, in establishing a village nursery. They have done training for our young professional in the area of cocoa production technique, in other areas, aspect of the cocoa value chain. So that's basically what CARI has been doing. So the entire issue of the sea garden is by CARI. So whatever training that is done by CARI is taken to at the farmer field school level. In fact, we had a farmer field school training, and the farmer field school training is along the crop life cycle. So in the farmer field school group, everything there is all of the training using the farmer field school approach. Whether to plant the cocoa, how to space it, how to prepare nursery, and all of that is in the farmer field school approach. So a lot is done at the community level in the farmer field school. Component 2 has to do with the rehabilitation and maintenance of farm to market roads, rural feeder roads for short. So under this component, the project is supposed to do 200 kilometers of road. In year 1, we have identified 126.27 kilometers of road, and the 126 kilometers of road that we've identified, we have done feasibility studies, BOQs, and all of that. We're going through the entire procurement process, and we have awarded contracts. So right now, as I speak to you, we have contractors in Nima who have started doing the road work, and we expand over the dry season, and with respect to the roads in several other communities, doing the 126 kilometers of roads.
How is the farmer field school set up for them to be able to get the training that they need? We'll be looking at CARI as a service provider and an entity that will be strengthened under this project, and the seed garden that is being set up with. And of course also while there's not a lot to see right now, but to understand, so what are the planned roads, how will they connect the production with markets, with the supply, etc. And we will go to TCP2, that is a bit of a new project that is building on the old STCRSP, which was an EFAT funded project that I never had the pleasure to see, because I think that was completed in 2017, and I joined in 2018, to also learn from that. What worked well, what did not work well, to be sure that we actually rebuild on what worked and we will not repeat what did not work. So that's why we will first go to LOFA, where that project took place, and then we'll go to NIMBE afterwards. In the RCFP is arguably of the three the project with the less progress so far, and this is a project where we will actually they went to the field already. Alex Vett, the World Finance Specialist of the mission, with the World Finance Officer of the TASU.
When I see this mission coming, I'm concerned that when we take the projectized approach to development, that we tend to focus too narrowly on the project and its outputs and outcomes such as they are, and not on the bigger picture. And I mentioned some of this when I met with Jacob and Emmanuel. How does this project fit into the overall strategy and directions that we want? And yes, you can take the LACIP 2 document and you can always find sentences that say, here we're doing this, and here we're doing that. But I mentioned to them the concern that there's an entire cocoa sector that I speak with constantly. They should be coming here now for a meeting, one segment of them, but they're here almost every week, that this project has nothing to do with. So the project is operating in a silo, and that's what happens with projects. They develop their silos, and they're not hearing anybody else, and they're not talking to anybody else.
The project was approved on December 30, 2015, and became effective in June 8, 2017. Actual implementation started in January 2019. Amidst the delay in commencement of the project is making steady progress in the performance of activities towards the achievement of the project objectives and outcomes. The project reached 23% of its overall 11,000 targeted beneficiaries in year one, under its proposed output of cocoa plantation revitalization with climate change resilience practices and processing introduced. A total of 2,500 smallholder farmers, including 1,785 male and 715 female, drawn from farmer-based organizations and cooperatives in 43 communities in 3 districts, were registered and had their farms mapped using GPS technology. Individual smallholder cocoa farmers received production inputs, which included tools, improved seeds, and other farm materials. Each farmer also benefited from the rehabilitation of at least 1 hectare of cocoa farm through underbrushing, pruning, and gap filling, with 504,000 improved cocoa seedlings provided by the project in support of improved post-harvest handling and processing. Each farmer benefited from materials for the construction of a solar dryer. In order to ensure climate resilience practices, the 2,500 cocoa farmers are participating in a farmer field school where training is focused on basic cocoa agronomy and production practices, farm maintenance, crop maintenance, and post-harvest handling. The farmer field school methodology is the main medium through which the project will conduct training for farmers. The major partners of the Tree Crop Extension Project are the Farmer Cooperative Society, the Cooperative Development Agency, the Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority, the Central Agricultural Research Institute, and the Ministry of Agriculture at the county level. The National Seed Garden in Biple, Buyao District is the nucleus of the project. The National Seed Garden is situated on 75 acres of land. The National Seed Garden is expected to supply improved planting materials and provide research opportunities that will contribute to the sustainability of the cocoa sector and development of the cocoa value chain. It will provide a long-term solution for cocoa development. With the maturity of the National Seed Garden, farmers throughout the country will have access and the opportunity of acquiring homegrown cocoa seedling, thus reducing or eliminating the need for cocoa seed imports from neighboring countries. The agronomists assigned at the National Seed Garden are involved in various practices.
Shed of 5,000 on 5,000. In 6 months' time, the seedlings were ready for grafting, and then we did the grafting. The grafting, as demonstrated here, so what it is. We grafted 3,130 seedlings out of the 15,000. And then the banner, because there was some short of borewood, we not had sufficient borewood this year.
The project has already constructed a grafting shaft with the agronomist compound located on a parcel of land between Bipley and Catopley, which is now nearing completion. The Central Agricultural Research Institute is the architect behind the design and establishment of the National Seed Garden.
Basically, our function is to establish the seed garden, the National Seed Garden in Nimba and precisely Bipley. In that regard, we are providing technical backstopping of the project in the 8 electoral districts in Nimba. When you hear the word technical backstopping, it has to do with CARI providing the knowledge for transplanting, training extension officers, the WAPIs, and leaf farmers, and helping to establish the cool groups, guiding the process of bringing in improved planting material into the country, and the overall aspect guiding the process of rehabilitation and revitalization of farms in Nimba. In year 1 of the project, CARI was able to bring in 30 to 40 improved clones or germplasms from Rooney University in the country. CARI was able to guide the process of providing 600,000 improved seed from Ghana. In that process of leadership and scientific leadership, the inspection, post-harvest handling, all was in the process of CARI work. We were able to start the planting process of the seed garden. If you go to Bipley, you will see some of our planting material. 1 to 2 years from now, CARI will be in the process with the project funded to provide certified seeds to farmers. CARI was able to construct the housing project for the seed garden. We were able to carry on the procurement process along with the EVA head office to start the process of fencing of the seed garden. CARI was able to train farmers in Lofa and that of Nimba. So as I can tell you that our mandate in the project is going quite well, despite that we will have some slow delay because of the corona aspect.
Hungry, hungry.
At the county level, the activities of YPs is coordinated by the tree crop.
For year one, we operated in 3 of the agricultural districts of Nimba County. But over the lifespan of the project, we're going to be operating in 8 districts. But for now, we just concentrated on 3. And the 3 districts that we operated in are the Saklepiema, the Buyawood district, and the Tua River of Nimba County. First, we started with sensitization of the project, in which we went in communities in Tua River, Buyawo, and Saklepiema, telling cocoa farmers what the project is involving. The rehabilitation of cocoa plantations so as to give them higher yields. We registered for year one 2,500 farmers in the 3 districts, but with the majority coming from Tua River. Besides that, whenever we carry on the registration of farmers, we group them into what is known as crew groups. And in crew group, we mean in the Liberian term, these are people that carry on rotational farming activities, where today you go to my farm, we do the brushing, the next day we go to another member farm till the whole round is completed. So within every group, the project has a limit that we have about 25 farmers in one crew group. But that is not the case in every instance that we have been having. In some groups you have more than 25, and in some other groups you have less than 25 persons. And in every group, we have a leadership structure. The members of the crew group come up with the leadership, where they elect who is the chairman. Then they appoint someone that we refer to as lead farmer, that the project will train with the hope so that they can go back to the community and teach the other farmers that are part of the group what they learned in the farmer field school. And quite recently, one was held where we have the farmers from 25 crew groups that were trained. And every crew group has 2 lead farmers, so that after they are trained, in the absence of one, the other one can take place. So we had a training and it went well, where we trained farmers from Buyawo districts, Saklepiema, and Tua River district. That process has been completed. They have now gone to their respective communities in hope that what they learn here, they pass it on to the other members of the crew group.
Emma Y. Harris, YP, it's in Saklepiema district. We are into cocoa, rehabilitation of cocoa farms. We care to go in the community, we work into 21 communities. In all of the 21 communities, we identify our cocoa farmers, old cocoa farmers. We map their farms, we give them the supply of tools, and then we put them into the group of 25 per crew group. And within the crew group, they are responsible to work on each other farms. For them, we have started with our nursery preparation, and we don't know the nursery. We sowing seeds. We already been completing most of our communities. We've been completing the sowing of the seeds in most of the communities. And we visit each farmer farms to know the problem they are facing on the cocoa farms.
We did what we call mapping of farm. And the mapping of farm was done in various communities. I will go to various crew group. We can divide the names of crew group listing. Then we'll go on the various cocoa farms, especially the old cocoa farm. Cocoa farms are above 25, 30, 40 years. We'll go there and do a mapping. From there, after that, we'll verify all the farms. Then we'll bring the information and put it in our database. And in identifying those various cocoa farms and mapping it, you have to do a photograph of the farmer on the farm. You bring it and give it to the GIS officer for put it in your database. These are some of the activities we're doing. After that, the next activity that I did was to go attend our farmer field school training. After the farmer field school training, the next activity was to establish a village nursery within the various community. Like for Saklepiema, we have about 21 village nursery established in Segepima, from Bonadi Bell coming along Fleedy, going all the way Petro. We get about 21 village nursery that have been established. And some part of last week, we were able to sow seed within Kanwin, Yasono, Pekwa, Bla, and Dalazan. Within 5 nursery sites in Segepima, we are already sow seed, and now there's good germination coming up, and maintenance work is ongoing.
The Farmer Field School is an integral part of the project. The Farmer Field School provides practical hands-on training to farmers from seeds to seeds, training on how to handle and sow seedlings, control the pests, harvesting, fermentation, storage, and market identification. Farmers are also trained in the application of chemicals for pest control on selective plants showing visible signs of pest infestation.
There should be water halfway, maybe up to 8 liters. Are you getting me? Yeah. In the sprayer, you put water up to 8 liters. And then after that, you put the chemical. And after that, you top the water up to 16. While you topping it up, the chemical will be mixing by itself. So you don't need to put your hand inside. I've seen farmers mixing chemical with their hands. You can imagine how serious it is to put your hand in the chemical and mix it. It's not good to do that. So always wear your glove and don't even stick. Using stick inside is not possible. Just make sure you put water inside first. That's why we have the chemical to be liquid. You don't need to give yourself hard time to stir it. Once you put water and put the chemical, you top the water up. So while you do that, it will be out. In other words, what you can do, after putting the final water and close it, you can just shake it.
The farmers' cooperative societies are vital in creating markets for cocoa farmers. The project works with cooperatives in building their capacities. In the training section, the cooperatives learn how to develop business plans, transparency and accountability of financial transactions, and keeping accurate financial records, and keeping a good working relationship with the board of directors and the management team. Under the project, cooperative societies receive $24,000 United States dollars as direct support over a 3-year period. In the first year, the cooperatives received $10,000. In the second year, they received $8,000 and $6,000 in the third year, respectively. This regressive financial support is expected to strengthen the cooperative and provide the financial capacity to buy cocoa from their farmers. This cash support is in addition to the supply of motorbikes, platform scales, moisture meters, power saws, and tools for farmers.
Right now, I'm facing serious difficult problem with my farm because I carry on total rehabilitation and the insect is embarrassing my farm right now. I don't have no method to use nana and the cocoa. It's not coming off fine because of the insect are giving the cocoa hard time. Residents of surrounding towns and villages are very appreciative. Through the TCEP, 2,400 farmers are benefiting from access to roads, import, supply, and market linkages, and 600 farmers are also benefiting as a result of job creation along the cocoa value chain. For the community and their leaders, this is a welcoming news.
As far as we can to see the kind of a development that come in this place here. Number one is here we are seeing the Ifa family. They are building their warehouses. Their offices here, including their resident, and also the transport us here. We are very much happy to see the kind of development that come to our area here today.
The TCEP supports the Ministry of Agriculture at the decentralized level. The County Agriculture Coordinator represents the ministry in the county, and he provides supervision for district agriculture officers. The project has constructed 4 offices for district agriculture officers in Saniquale, Kample, Ban, and Tapeta.
Okay, with the tree crop extension project, we have been there working with the YPs, with the cooperatives, and the farmers as well. We've been doing nursery care, nursery management, distribution of seedlings, and transplanting along with the farmers after distribution of the seedlings. The YPs and ourselves have been working together. Besides that, at the Sea Garden, I have also been going there, asking some questions and helping to monitor. Likewise, the office in Bipley.
The International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, first post-COVID-19 supervision mission visited Liberia to provide support to the project implementation team. The IFAD supervision mission visits the project every 6 months. The team holds meetings with the implementing agencies, the Minister of Agriculture, along with the technical team, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, and the Central Bank of Liberia. The mission visits the field to get first-hand information from beneficiary communities. The rehabilitation and maintenance of 200 kilometers of road in the 8 agricultural districts is the highlight of Component 2 of the TCEP. Groundbreaking ceremony for the first batch containing 49.1 kilometers has been awarded to contractors through a rigorous bidding process. The groundbreaking ceremony was held at an elaborate program held in Ban. The ribbon to the kick-off of the project was jointly cut by an array of legislators led by the Minister of Agriculture.
By rehabilitating these roads here is part of the overall development plan that the President of Liberia has started on. That means we need feeder roads to give our smallholder farmers, all our farmers, access to the markets where they can sell their produce. Because you can farm and you can't sell it, it's just a waste. That's not development. And we want to go towards prosperity, so the roads are a critical element in this. So far, the citizens of Nimba have shown themselves to be very, like I said, hard-working, but also very welcoming for a project of this type. I know that there's a lot of agricultural activity that's going on here in Nimba County. So I just expect them to collaborate with the teams with the understanding that, it's not a road for one person or for one town, it's for everybody. The project, they're going to start, and hopefully we will finish the rehabilitation of the first 126 kilometers during this dry season. We're quite far gone in a lot of the work that we are doing. But we have an additional 78 or so kilometers that we're going to do in Nimba County. And hopefully that will be next year. I will be pushing. If we can get it done this year, I will push for that. But building a road is a very technical thing, and so we will be collaborating with the Ministry of Public Works to make sure that the roads, the rehabilitation is done up to government standards.
The impact of the TCEP is now being felt across the 3 districts. Additional 5 districts will benefit from the project activities in 2020-2021, year 2 of the implementation of the project. And thanks for watching this premiere video documentary of the Tree Crop Extension Project Year 1.